Hello and welcome to this sales skills session. My name's Nigel and what I'm going to be doing today is talking to you about boosting your sales attitude. Let me start off by giving you a little bit of background about what I do outside of Infa so that you can understand why I'm giving this presentation. I am a senior sales consultant for MJB Graham Sales Consultancy, and what we do is we help companies increase their money in their businesses through increasing their income. So what I want to talk to you about is the 4 things that we believe every business needs in order to increase their sales. And we call them our 4 deliverable pillars. So the first corner that we look at is attitude. The reason why this is so important is because if you haven't got the right mentality to go out there and make your business a success, people aren't just going to give you their money. You've got to go out and get it from them. And you do that by delivering value. If you don't have the energy within yourself to pass on to people, you aren't going to create a larger income for yourself. But this area underpins the other 3 pillars that we talk about. On top of that, so actually with your business, you've got to have a sales strategy. So what do I mean by that? That's getting more leads. More leads equals more opportunity equals more money. If you can sell to 2 out of 10 people, great, but why would you only stop at selling to 10 people? If you magnify that up and sold to 100 people, that's 20 people on the same conversion. A strategy is going to help you get there. The next area is a process. So if you have a typical sales funnel and we're putting our leads from our sales strategy into the top of that funnel, your process, which is the next area, is how long you're actually working with that client to turn them from a prospect and make them a client of yours. And the difference between a prospect and a client is that there's been an exchange of money. They've paid you for their service or for a product. The final area, another P, is pitch. So to combine with the other 2 areas, it's how you are showcasing your product or service that's going to allow people to see the value that you've got to offer them. Because there are 2 things that a business must do in order to function. One, it's got to have a product or a service that offers value to people and meets a need. Whether or not they know they have that need, that's what the product has to do. And the second thing is you've got to sell it. So there's all these different ideas about different marketing things that you can do, which is very, very true. Marketing will help you generate leads and it will help you generate money. But to actually get the close, to get the transfer of money, you need to think about the sale. And that's why selling is so important. If you haven't got a product that meets a need, or you can't sell that product, your business is not going to succeed. My job today is to try and talk to you about attitude, the mentality behind it, so that when you go to sell these products, you're feeling better about it. You're feeling more confident because people buy from confident people who are experts. And I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute. When people start selling, they've probably watched a few films that have got salespeople in on YouTube or online. People start off as sales 101 people. They've heard a few closing techniques, they've tried a few different pitches, they've maybe heard some objection handling, fresh out of sales school as we call it. And they've probably heard some acronyms that are all, not hard to find on Google. A, B, C. Always be closing. Features, action, benefit. So what you're doing is you're describing the benefit to the customer and then tell him how it works. And this is the old school method of, let's take a Hoover for example. Everybody's bought a vacuum cleaner at some point, and it might be, what's good about this vacuum cleaner? Well, if we take the well-known brand Dyson, they've got a cyclone system that turns the air in a certain way that makes it more powerful. That's great, that's a feature, and it benefits you, Mr. Customer, by sucking up more air. We're getting more dust out of it because the cyclone system makes the suction stronger. What you need to do is you need to move on from this basic FAB model and develop ways of passing on value to people. So don't stop at B. Value is the key thing. Once you get to this stage, you become into a smaller group of people, which is what I call the desert men. So those are the people that are in the middle between brand new to selling, maybe learned a few objection handling tips and tricks that's going to help them to close their deals, but they're still not getting more sales out of the number of people that they're talking to. What we really want to do, really showcase this value, is get into the middle island, which is experts. If you are an expert in the field that you do, people are going to gravitate towards you. I've heard lots of business coaches over the years say that your success is based on the 5 closest people around you, and you are the average of their success. If you are an expert, people are going to want to come and spend time with you. If you wanted to buy a car, you wouldn't go to Halford, you'd go to an expert, you'd go to a car dealer, someone who does it day in, day out for a living, because they are going to be able to show you the real value in the product that you're wanting to buy. So don't do the feature action benefit of old. Value. Value is what people buy. People buy 3 things. They buy value, they buy trust, and they buy from people. If you can do those 3 things and you can do them well, your sales are more likely to come to you. You're less likely to get rejected when you're doing your pitching, and people are going to be more confident, and they're going to refer people to you as well, which is that trust element that I was talking about before. You have successful customers, they're going to tell their friends, and then they will tell their friends, and you'll get a network. It's kind of a network franchise in its own right. What you need to do is showcase the value at every opportunity. So what I was saying before is attitude is key to doing this. What most people don't understand is when they start selling their products and then they don't get the results that they were looking for, they don't understand why. The simple reason is that because your customer isn't certain that you're going to provide them with value. There are 2 concepts to every sales pitch. 1, price. Second one, value. What your customer is hoping is that as you're talking to them, the price over the conversation is going to come down and down and down and down and down, which makes sense. That's what everybody wants. They want to get things as cheap as possible. But what they don't understand is that price is actually a human concept. It's a myth. It's something. It's like temperature. It's a number that people have assigned to the value of a product. What you need to do is showcase the value, as I was saying before. So what you've got to do as the conversation goes on, you've got to increase the value. And where these 2 points cross, can anyone guess what happens? That's right. This is the buying point. The second that the perceived price drops below value, or conversely, as soon as value goes above the price, that's when people make that buying decision. It's your job as a salesperson, because that's what you are, whether you are a business owner, business development manager, sales manager, whatever it might be, you have to sell to make your business work. So your aim, your goal, is to make this point happen as close to the beginning of the conversation as possible. If you can do that, if you can pass on the value, people are much more likely to buy from you. So it's key that your attitude, your sales mentality is as healthy as it can be. And that becomes part of your daily routine. You need to be getting out of bed, feeling strong. And by sales attitude, I don't mean you're walking into a room smiling all the time and being really chirpy, bouncing off the walls and feeling generally good about yourself. What I mean is sales attitude is the ability to get back up on the horse after you've been kicked in the teeth. It means that if you've got problems going on at home, you're walking into a meeting confident that you're going to walk out with that deal. Or if it's that you're putting a new marketing campaign on the internet, that you're confident that the people that come to that landing page are actually going to go on and buy something from your website. If you don't maintain your sales attitude, I treat it like a companion. It's along for the ride, it's with the highs, the lows, and it's directly responsible for my frame of mind. If you don't look after your mentality, the 3 other areas that I was talking about before, the other deliverable pillars, the strategy, the process, and the pitch, will all fall apart. Attitude underpins everything that you do with sales. If you haven't got the right attitude, if you haven't got the mentality, you aren't going to get more sales as you potentially could. So my final point that I want to make today is look after your attitude, make sure that it's as healthy as it can be, because it will help you get more sales. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next sales skills session.